So here we are, another week of Row, Row, Row Your Boat, a guide to living life in divine flow. This is my favorite chapter so far. So let's get to it. And the question that Steve Taylor, the author of the book, poses is, why would you travel north? Why would you paddle north to go to a destination that is south? Oh boy, that's a perfect question for me, because I have that same question. Why would you do that? So in this book, he points out that we can get to a place that lies south by traveling north. We can do that. And we could likely circle the entire planet and get to that destination that is south. That would be an epic journey. The question is, why would we do that? Why would we complicate our journey going around the world or traveling north? But the reality is, we do that often. I have. We travel over hills and plains, across rivers and streams and oceans to get to a destination that might be across town or across the street, metaphysically speaking. Perhaps we haven't paused enough to listen and to hear that inner guidance. So have you noticed in this book, if you're reading along each week, you may have noticed how often we have been asked to stop, to pause, because it's the perfect solution for some of our suffering and pain and challenges, to just stop. It's the perfect solution for technology when it doesn't work sometime, just to stop and shut it down and start over again. Not always, but often, stopping helps. Perhaps we overlook the inner wisdom. And you may have noticed in this book how many times we are reminded to listen. Listen carefully, because that voice may be still and small. Don't make it shout. Listen to that still, small voice. Hear it. Get clarity on it. And surprise, follow it. We might hear it. We might even understand it. Yet we fail to follow it. Perhaps we have willfully resisted our inner guidance. Doubt, fear, or worry. These are the moments perhaps we have said, "It's okay, God. I got it from here. Thanks for the help. Now enjoy your Sabbath." Yeah, I got it from here. It's the moments when we invoke our free will, and that has moved to willfulness. Our own willfulness. We set what must be in life. This must be the destination, and this must be the journey to that destination. So whatever the reason is that we go that long way around, it can be difficult to row upstream to get downstream without the support of the flow. We work really, really hard, and it's a huge effort to get from here to there. So take a look at how hard you are efforting. Take a look and how much energy and emphasis are you putting into all of this? Is it hard work? You'll quickly know whether you're living your divine guidance and whether you're living in the flow, because the flow is effortless, easy. Take a look at the obstacles along the way. And you will know if you're living in the flow or not. Take a look at the stress you feel in your body, in your mind, and your spirit. And you will know if you are living in the flow or not. No matter what direction you go, no matter what route you take, you can trust that the divine flow is right there. There is never, ever an absence of that energetic flow of the universe that is always supporting us, always honoring our highest good. There is never an absence of that divine flow, even and especially when we exercise our own free will and go along with what our human mind entices us to. We have merely not connected, we have not paid attention, and we have gone happily along our own way. Yet no matter what apparent messiness, no matter what predicament, no matter what chaos we have rowed ourselves into, and I don't know about you, I can only speak for myself, but from time to time I have rowed myself into really interesting streams. You? Yes? There's at least one head nodding here. Yes, thank you for your honesty. Yes, and still we can return to that inner guidance at any moment, with any moment we choose, and with every breath we can realign ourselves with that divine that is in us, that is always there, an open book waiting for us. We can always reconnect to our source. We can stop, we can listen, we can hear that guidance that is present to guide us back into safety, security, peace, and joy. Because when we are living in our truth, that divine flow, we can't help but be peaceful. We can't help but feel contented. We can't help but express joy, living in the flow, because life is intended to be peaceful, even in those moments that feel uncomfortable. There is a sense of underlying peace. That's the peace that passes understanding. In our humanness, we might feel askew. We might feel out of sorts when loved ones leave this human realm, when jobs disappear or illness descends. We might in our humanness feel all of those things. And yet underneath it all is that peace that passes understanding of all of that. It's the bedrock of our existence. It's the divine in us. There is no being out there saying, "Oh, you have rowed yourself into chaos. Let's see what you can do with that mess you've made." No. There's no being out there saying, what will you learn from your willfulness and this experience that you have made? There is no being out there saying, "You didn't do it my way, so suffer, baby." There's no being saying, "Oh, you had to do it your own way with your own willfulness. Live with it." There is no being out there placing obstacles in your way to teach you. There is no being out there placing challenges in your way to test you. Our unity principle tells us that we create our experience by the activity of our thinking. The thoughts that we hold in mind tend to bring more of the same kind. Thoughts that we hold in mind with enthusiasm and consistency tend to come into manifestation. It is with the energy of our thinking that we co-create our lives. But let's be clear. This principle is not about blame or guilt or shame or punishment. This principle is about that energy by way of our thinking, how it moves in the universe, how it gathers and creates environments for us to live in. And by the activity of our thinking, we contribute to that greater collection of the consciousness. And from there, we co-create with all other beings. We contribute to the environment that creates joy and abundance, or illness and chaos, or life and peace and love. I believe that the energy of the universe is always goodness. I believe that the energy of the universe is always love. But sometimes we turn our back, we shut our eyes and no longer see, and we close our heart and no longer feel the goodness and the love of that energy and essence. And when we've had enough of ourselves and our willfulness, and our way isn't going quite so well, we remember, yes, there's God. There's the divine. Let me get back to that. And perhaps in those moments we begin to beg and plead and supplicate. And it's usually a moment that a catastrophe happens or a hardship happens. And we needn't not beg. We needn't not supplicate, because it's always there. It's always present. It's always open and receptive to us. So when we are open and receptive in that circulation of that flow and love and all that is, it's joyful. The energy of the universe is always responding to the energetic vibration of our thoughts. We have the ability, and dare I say, the responsibility to choose the thoughts that hold the vibration of what it is we intend to contribute to our world. Don't contribute by accident. Don't contribute by default, because our minds will carry us into places of negativity and gloom and despair. Yet when we are mindful, we consciously choose the peace, joy, love, and harmony. And thereby we contribute that to all the world and those in our circle. So we remember the words of Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if there is anything excellent or praiseworthy, think on those things. Think on those things. That's Philippians 4:8. Our words. We teach in unity that our words have the ability to form and create and make our lives manifest. Just in the story of Genesis, God said, and all that is in existence was created. In the New Testament, the Word became flesh. The Word became manifest. And then there's this litmus test that I just love to know if our words are creative and inspiring. So this is it. Think. Are the words thoughtful? Are they inspiring? Are they helpful? Let me start that over again. The technology of my brain. I'm misspelling think. Think. Are the words thoughtful? Are the words helpful? Are the words inspiring? Are the words necessary? And are the words kind? The acronym for think, and then we speak and we contribute. We also contribute by our actions. 1 John 3:18 says, "Little children, let us not love in word or talk, but with our deeds and truth." Let us love with our deeds and truth, and this is our unity fifth principle. It's not enough to know these principles and spiritual law. It's wonderful if you do. It looks good on a resume. But it is important to live those principles in everyday life, in your walking and talking through your everyday life. That's how we engage the unity principles. There's a film that was out in 2004, if you were around then, and it is called, What the Belief Do We Know Anyway? And the film presents a connection between quantum physics and consciousness, and those smallest particles of existence and how it all relates energetically. And there's a scene in that film that has stayed with me all of these years. Actress Marlee Matlin was on a basketball court, and she bounced the basketball. And as the basketball hit the ground, the screen shattered into thousands of pieces. And to me, that shows that at every given moment, there is unlimited possibility available to us. At any given moment, it's all available. And we choose, moment by moment, thought by thought, what our experience will be. And we've already said that there isn't a wrong way to arrive at a destination. There are many ways. Some are more exciting, some are more challenging, some are invigorating, and some are just more inspiring than others. Some take longer than others. And we label what they are. We call them what they are, depending on how our senses experience them. We label them based on our physical senses, whether they are pleasurable or painful, whether they are sad or joyful. We call them what they are. And if we're afraid that we turned a wrong way and missed our call in life, we can let that go. Because I believe that if it is your call, it will keep calling. It will keep calling. You will have that gnawing inside you. You will have that inner knowing. You will have that pull and that nudge in one direction or another. It'll keep calling. So don't worry about it. Life will continue to always, the power of life will always call us forward and onward to our highest good. Always. And so go ahead and row upstream if you must. Enjoy the scenery along the way. Garner all the wisdom that you can from that journey. Go ahead and paddle against the flow if you must. You will likely still arrive at your destination. You may be a little worn and battered, but you will get there. Or you can pause. You can listen. You can hear. And you can follow that divine wisdom, your inner voice, that you can then live life fully and completely in the divine flow. So once again, you know how it goes. Left hand over your right arm, right hand over your left arm, and give yourself a magnificent squeeze. And know that you have been loved and hugged by me, Rachel.